Today I am in Bexley, neighborhood in Land O'Lakes, right on the corner of the Veterans Expressway and Highway 54. Let me tell you all about this neighborhood. I'm Sam, and this is the Living in Tampa channel, and as always, we make these videos for you about what it's like to live and move to the whole Tampa area. We're also a team of realtors here in the Tampa area, and we'd love a chance to earn your real estate business. Give us a call, text, or email anytime. After that, we'll hop on a Zoom call, just process your situation and see how we can best help. So Bexley's a neighborhood I've wanted to make a video about for a while, partly because of how much I like the trails and the amenities. If you watched my videos in the past, you know I'm not a huge fan of these kind of neighborhoods, these kind of HOA style neighborhoods. Mostly because I feel like you pay a lot and don't get a lot. Bexley's kind of the opposite of that. It's a classic like under promise, over deliver. I think you guys are really gonna like it. We're gonna check out a really nice house here in the neighborhood that a friend of mine has listed. And more importantly, we're gonna check out all the amenities, the shopping out in front, the schools, some of the like healthcare, the vet clinic, a lot of things in this neighborhood, right in the entrance of this neighborhood that make it a really unique spot. And probably one of my favorite things about it is it's so close to the Veterans Expressway. Getting down into Tampa is so fast from here. I'm telling you all the stuff in the beginning, but we're gonna go deep into all this today. Here we go. Okay, first thing for Bexley, I wanna talk about location. Look at like right here where it is on the map. So you got Highway 54 that goes east and west across all of Pasco County. You got Veterans Expressway, which goes north and south. I hear they're going to extend that all the way up to I-10, you know, way up there. This location is super valuable. Also, it's not right on these roads. It's tucked back in here a little bit, so you don't feel like you have like this kind of traffic going through your area. But this location for the suburbs is so valuable. And why is this so valuable? You know, in the suburbs, you're often out further away from these major like veins that run through town, like commute paths that get you from one point to the next, help you get to work, help you get to the airport. In this neighborhood, you're super close to all of them. All this land was originally owned by the Bexley family and was sold off in huge chunks to these developers. Bexley was developed by Newland Communities, which also was the same developers that built Fishhawk. So these developments are similar to the new ones you're seeing from Metro, like Epperson and those kind of things, where you have a lot of different builders that build in here. A lot of these houses around me are Arthur Ruttenberg. There's a lot of ICI homes in here. David Weekley's still building some townhouses, and those townhouses are pretty nice. We had a client almost pull the trigger on one of those, found on something else. The homes in here are really nice. Now, I haven't talked about the Del Webb part of Bexley. I'll get to that. In the primary part of Bexley, there's about 2,500 homes. And then in the Del Webb neighborhood, the 55 plus neighborhood, there are 1,500 homes that they're still building. Right now, as I'm looking at houses on the market in here, they're really between like 550 up to like 1.3 million. And this kind of western side of the neighborhood that I'm in now, they're on the higher end. One of the things that often comes up about these new neighborhoods is the CDD. This is like an additional tax you pay for all this new development. Every state, metropolitan area has kind of their different version of this when they build these big communities like this, putting in the roads, putting in the sewer, water, all that infrastructure costs a lot of money. We've talked about CDDs before. In this area, the CDDs are around $1,800 to $2,300 per home, really depending on how wide your lot is. Now, compared to some of the new places, that's not too bad. So what else do you get with the CDD? You get a lot of other development too. There's schools in this neighborhood. There's actually 3 schools in the neighborhood. So the schools in the neighborhood are Bexley Elementary, the Goddard School, and Bexley Montessori. Those are the schools here right now. There's a big Amazon facility out by the apartments on the front side of the neighborhood, not technically in the neighborhood. And then out by Highway 54, they call it the hub at Bexley. Shopping area, restaurants, normal amenities like nail salons and barbershops and those kind of things. There's also an emergency room and like primary care place out there. There is a co-working space, there's a hotel. All of this like CDD helped get that stuff jump started. Super valuable. In my opinion, where Bexley starts to win, starts to beat these other neighborhoods is the HOA. I'm typically not a fan of these communities because of how expensive the HOA is compared to what you actually get. Bexley is $60 a month. You get 3 pools, 7 parks, all this cool stuff. And even this like green space here in between all these houses, this is not even a park. There's a lot of other parks beside this with cool playgrounds, with, you know, a BMX track, outdoor foosball and ping pong, just like really unique stuff, especially for $60 a month. We'll get into all that more. Let's go look at it. Okay, let's wrap up Bexley real quick. Now, just to be clear, we're not talking about Del Webb at Bexley. I'll do a different video about that. Next couple videos are going to be about Bexley because I think there's some more I want to share. But real quick, before I just pretend like I know what I'm talking about, let me actually read what I wrote about the amenities. So for $60 a month, you get trails, multi-surface trails. You see some of these, there's sidewalks, there's gravel trails around the lakes, all kinds of stuff like that. I was riding my electric one wheel out there. It says no electric vehicles, but nobody was out there like getting onto me. So, and I wasn't like getting in people's way or anything. So pretty cool, trails, that's nice. Next, you have a dog park. There's one area for big dogs, one area for small dogs. It's cool, right here in the middle of your neighborhood. Next, for the amenities, you get tons of community activities because there is like a community center. They host like holiday parties and kind of pumpkin carving kind of things. You know, fun stuff for families, but fun stuff to just go meet people. Next, you have pool and fitness areas. So pools real quick. There's 3 pools, including a splash pad and a lap pool. That's super cool. Now, of course, not all of these are heated. Maybe none of them are heated. So right now, when it's 55 degrees outside, you're not gonna wanna swim. But for a lot of the year in Florida, you're gonna wanna swim. Having those community pools is really nice. And in a neighborhood like this, a lot of people have their own swimming pool, so it's not like those community pools get really crowded. I like to point that out. So I mentioned the trails, but let me talk about the other outdoor things. So there's 7 unique parks. I'm assuming that they're including like the BMX park and the dog park in that list, but there's some unique playgrounds, outdoor foosball and ping pong, like I mentioned. There's a big soccer field right here, and there's also just a lot of natural play areas where like literally my kids could like dig a hole in the dirt and nobody would really care. But then also in between some of these clusters of homes, you have these like big fields. I was just kind of roaming around out there in the sun. That's nice, especially if it's right in front of your house. There's a place to go walk. Even if I'm on a long phone call, just being able to walk around while I'm on the phone, I kind of enjoy that. Another outdoor thing is there are outdoor fitness stations like pull-up bars, dip bars, things, and then like a kind of explanation of what you can do at those spots. Those are cool. If you're on a long walk or run to stop and do a little workout, kind of make it a whole thing you do, your like circuit around the neighborhood, I would probably end up doing that. Next, there is an on-site cafe that serves breakfast and lunch, you know, kind of light coffee shop kind of style stuff. It gets crowded at certain times of the year. There's also a space just to this outside of it where you can rent like an event space. If you wanted to host a party or an event or something like that, there's a space there you could use. I'm sure that's discounted for residents and then, you know, more expensive for non-residents, but it's a cool space. And it's all that's kind of in the middle of the neighborhood by this roundabout, easy to get to, not too crowded. One-way streets going through there a little bit, so traffic doesn't get crazy. It all just kind of flows around. That's a really cool spot. A lot of parking there. One of the pools and the fitness center is there, and then there's access to a few different trails from that spot as well. Another benefit they point out, which is kind of interesting to me, they refer to this as a military benefit. So if your spouse is deployed, they'll take care of your grass for you. That's kind of cool. Okay, next I want to show you what the commercial area at the front of the neighborhood is like. They call it the hub at Bexley. Has some outdoor seating and then a bunch of different shops and things like that. Some really cool like fast casual dining places. We're just gonna go check that out real quick and we'll wrap this up. Okay, as you guys can see, I enjoy this neighborhood. I think it's a really cool option if you want the neighborhood vibe, you want the HOA vibe, you want some amenities, because the HOA is still so affordable. I'm honestly still so surprised that it's that affordable and offers all of that. What do you guys think about that? I'm excited to see and hear what you guys think about Bexley, what you guys think about these more in-depth neighborhood tours. I'm curious what you think I missed, what you'd like to see more of. This is the hub at Bexley. So we've got Thirsty Buffalo Brewing, we've got Bella Brava. There's Headlines Barbershop, which I go to Headlines Barbershop in Tampa. I wish my guy was up here. I live a lot closer to this. Luke, come up here. There's a grain and berry, like smoothie, acai bowl place. There's a banh mi sandwich place. There's a taco bus. There's a bike shop. There's a liquor store. There's nail salons. There's all that kind of stuff right here at the front of your neighborhood. As always, we'd love to earn your real estate business. Give us a call, text, or email anytime. I'm excited to hear from more of you and excited to hear about what you think about this neighborhood. Thanks for coming by.